Right. Today at Solus Partners, we're excited to have Vitaly from SoftEdge. Vitaly, could you tell us a little bit about what you're seeing in AI and just how that's impacting your team at SoftEdge?
Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, AI interesting topic right now. Let's say top of interest of many companies, not only from the perspective of adoption, but also let's say you all know that the concepts of AI being built, let's say more than 40 years ago, and these days we just got enough powerful gadgets in our hands that can do that right away, and processors are powerful enough. And I think this is why it's a right moment in adoption and using in automation, because the price became affordable comparing to, let's say, 10 years or 20 years ago, beginning of let's say growing of internet services businesses. So I actually working in IT since end of 90s. So yeah, I remember dot coms and this big bubble, how it develops. And right now, some, let's say, I have a feeling similar, like a deja vu, that some aspects related to the AI that happens right now are pretty similar what excitements were in dot coms. I really hope that this is not going to be same way as it happens with dot coms, but same time, dot coms gives big push to the whole industry. And right now, this is what happens with help from AI. For sure, there are speculations, some very strange ideas based or someone declaring that they're using AI and this is not really AI.
More of an offshore team
Excuse me?
where people will say they have AI, but it's really just a remote team that's doing a lot of computational.
Yes. This is it's a well-known fact that a company that declaring has a I don't know 800 um, workers abroad who just do the um, let's say manual work. Yeah, that's true. But also, let's say companies who having chatbot that can answer two questions like yes, no, maybe, and for sure they're declaring that they're using AI. I would say many companies not ready for AI adoption, and we see that even in our particular case because we roll out our solution to the market in 2020. And when we mention in that, okay, it use AI, it use machine learning, it's computer vision stuff, and it's let's say trained based on a lot of data. It wasn't accepted well. I'd say it was, let's say, a big surprise. Usually I see confusion and what's this guy is talking about. And when I start explaining that actually we started from very, let's say, deep analysis of damage itself as we see it as mathematical models can be explain for computer vision model how damage looks. And later we adopted AI. For us, it was kind of evolutional step. And at the same time, we saw companies who trying to do those first steps in a way that they take the ready to train model, train it with bunch of stuff, or I'm usually saying, let's say, feed it with a crap and expecting diamond out. And
Right, right. So
I think
you need
it
more
still
structure.
happens these days, unfortunately.
What in your guys' experience for like in general terms, what makes a company more qualified for that AI integration or evolutionary step? Obviously, some of the structure and just former experience would lend for better input for the model, but what else should they consider?
I think it's not those the problems that companies facing in AI adoptions. They're not really AI really specific, because I saw this absolutely same issues, same let's say problems, complications with companies who want to make a more data driven decisions, or people who wants to better understand their performance, their statistics, okay, based on performance based on statistics and their efficiency. So problems laying on the level where companies should clearly understand the problem or clearly understand the conclusions out of the data they want to make. So I had experience in the business development in let's say providing services on consultancy for big companies who start thinking in a way, okay, we have a lot of data, how we can utilize this, and they were not ready to answer those questions. And this was the problem for them. And I was helping not think about the data, not think about, don't think about the even the problem. Think about what kind of conclusions, what kind of decisions you would like to make. And by having that, we can go step back to the point where we can say, okay, to make this conclusion, we need this, and this piece of data. And by combining those, let's say, data analysis and data-driven decisions, by having that, you can build the right solution and clearly understand what kind of data do you have. Because sometimes you have enough data to answer those questions or make those decisions. Sometimes you need to collect this data or find a replacement with some, for sure, adjustments. So with AI, it's almost the same. So you need to clearly understand what kind of decisions you want to make using AI, or what kind of, let's say, problems you have right now that you may solve by just introducing quick automation where a chatbot or LLM can quickly reply on the questions of the client customers. I remember by just clear analysis of number of type of the calls that account managers have in a company, we've been able to identify, okay, the majority of those calls being related to the status of the order and some forecasts. So it was a pure one-to-one solution that we just need the chatbot that can easily share the information about the order, identifying the order number within the list with statuses, and it cut tons of phone calls where account managers been busy half of their day. So it's, let's say, here in the problems analysis, AI didn't introduce any new challenges. It's more like a clear understanding what you would like to achieve and then finding solution, not opposite, not taking the solution and then trying to apply it somewhere with hope that it's gonna work and solve problems immediate. No, it's not gonna work like this.
Literally, I think that end in mind approach makes a lot of sense. In your perspective, what are some of the best problems AI can help solve?
There is no silver bullets. So AI, it's not silver bullet. It's still so it's for sure it can significantly speed up routine. The task that requires time, previously there was hard to combine or automate some stuff. So right now it significantly can speed up routine work. It's not going to replace, let's say, managers or people who've been doing that previously, but it will significantly improve the quality of their work and efficiency in the companies. For sure, prediction models for aspects related to monitoring and the systems that already collect a lot of data, but identifying strange behavior or, for example, predicting problems or, for example, how efficiency some hardware is working right now is much easier. For sure, for companies who previously collecting tons of data like banks, insurance companies, for them that's also additional way to utilize the data in a more predictable to product developments, digital product developments. That's right now, with a wise way do things. It can significantly improve work of many industries for sure. For sure, that's LLM models right now became more and more popular. For sure, they will help. They're already helping a lot right now. Every student, every, let's say, manager couldn't imagine his work without consultancy from ChatGPT.
Right.
Yeah, that's. But I see interesting tendencies here when AI and those language models have more and more precise, and right now they can be even used for legal industry, for companies where hallucination are not allowed at all. So you can have something that can tell you something out of the control or some fantasies. So it's right now became more precise. And I also in touch with one interesting startup that right now delivering a solution for legal companies, where legal company can utilize their knowledge base, they knowledge, they expertise, and deliver digital products based on this knowledge, using AI as a tool to deliver those services, to deliver those digital products to end customers. So it's more and more became our everyday life. For sure, there is interesting tendencies when people are afraid of AI, and that's a very sometimes funny stories about that. That still, I think we will hear those news more and more, but it's interesting to look at that.
Well, maybe let's go into that. I guess, like, if you're in the minds of like an employee, like, help maybe talk through the different reactions you've seen with AI and like how, if you're a manager, how you best implement that or communicate the implementation of AI.
But can you
I guess what would be like of the reactions you've heard of? Could you talk through some of those stories?
reactions? Yeah, okay. In my case, as I'm still deep in IT, those stories are not often. Sometimes I see on internet some let's say funny video shorts, or but I think the most challenging for people without some experience in IT, it's recognition of deep fakes. And this is
Sure.
right now most challenging. And as people right now are without facts checking, without even trying to clearly understand what you see, it's not real. And the quality of those deep fakes these days are really good. Okay, it's still possible to recognize it if you're a little bit experienced with that, but for many people it's not. And it's sometimes very funny stories when I'm receiving um, videos with question, is it real? It's look like real. I say no, no chance. And but it's let's say current generations and these days problem being able to do the fact checking and see if it's really can be this way.
What kind of maybe looping back to a point earlier you were talking about with kind of the nature of just tech rollout and like the evolution, like whether it was kind of the IoT, like early internet days and the wave of early internet and .com. And then, I mean, you could even, there's a lot of parallels to AI that I think you and I both would agree on. Kind of beneath the surface, what do you think is like the biggest staying power of AI? Because there's always like that core bedrock. So like with the .com, there's like e-commerce was kind of birthed in that era. And so it took a little bit to roll out, but eventually, obviously Amazon's in everyone's day. So kind of from that, what are some aspects of AI that you think might have a lasting impact?
You know, I think the impact will be it's already huge because almost every service, let's say from online to offline. Right now, we have let's say AI models and small services in our everyday life, in cars, in mobile phones, in smartwatch, almost everywhere. So I think the optimization of those models make them more reliable. The penetration will be huge. I'm hoping that that these days it will not create. Let's say, together with .coms, there was introduced a lot of let's say frauds, a lot of, and I really hope that AI will be not really significantly touched by that. I hope that the security of those solutions will be much better than we have 25 years ago. We'll see. For sure, it will grow. For sure, more and more devices, more and more features will directly or indirectly will be touched by um, AI or let's say automations that are based on AI.
I mean, I guess also along that, maybe to mitigate some fears there or concerns, it seems that everyone and even their mother at this point is using ChatGPT or in some form or fashion impacted. So if everyone's adopted it, it seems harder than to pull the wool over people's eyes if you're a startup trying to fraudulently say that you're AI, or it seems like there's a bigger market now that has a pretty keen eye in some pockets, at least. Would you agree with
Yes,
that?
sometimes people, yeah, they just mentioned that they're using AI, but many services that are already in use, people don't really know that there's AI behind, or it's collecting data or decisions or propositions that you're receiving online or from your company or from insurers or from bank based on analysis of your behavior. So it's already happens, and it happens in the in the it's like in the background. So people who are afraid of and saying I will never touch it, they just didn't know that they're already using it. Well, that's kind of strange situation. I would say it will develop in let's say like everything new. In the very beginning, it's let's say being afraid of, then strange voices, strange comments, then acceptance, then adoptions, and then people saying how we live without it previously.
Well, I guess kind of on that nature of evolved awareness with AI, where are you guys seeing a lot of traction with Soft Edge as a group or just development projects in general?
The soft edge take the very niche space in where we using and developing our solution. So we're working in the car damage capturing. And in our case, we didn't take the common approach that right now on the market, where analysis and the decisions and let's say some information, let's say output information based on the severity and some previous years statistical guessing. So we decided not to go this way because we saw complications related to that. So we're using AI purely for computer vision and purely for analysis of the image, damage detection, damage analysis and measurement. And by having this information, we're applying existing verified methodologies for repair cost estimation that already verified, approved by insurance company, by adjusters, by independent adjusters, and also car manufacturers to find the price. So we are not building our solution on, let's say, multiple level guessing. I mean, guessing on the damage type, guessing on the severity, guessing on the statistical, guessing on the car type or other things. So we minimize amount of guessings and trying to build reliable analysis of images and let's say damage information and applying existing methodologies. That's, I think, the way how we see it, but also we have a confirmation because already started on many markets, not only related to the repair cost estimation, but also insurance and also bank, where if company using AI for calculating something, company should be clearly able to explain where this number came from. So those regulations, I think, will be in the next years more strict, and I'm very happy to hear that because more, let's say, more control on the results. It's very important in the proper way of usage, power of AI, and also clear explanation to the people that it's not a black box.
Sure. Well, and I mean, especially within the car industry, I imagine that you guys are replacing what is a pretty cumbersome process with a lot of paperwork and documentation. Even within a digital work process, it would be a lot. To have AI, it sounds like it's a huge advantage, not only from just a workflow standpoint, but just a better underwriting
Yeah,
point.
it will definitely touch underwriting because let's say currently our main competitor it's a pen and paper, and it still will be for a long time. Okay, I hope not, but the
Yeah.
reality is different. So these days, the quality of assessments go to the next level because a lot of digital processes are in place, so adding AI to the digital document flow and automations, it's a evolutional, I think, step. Question is how companies see that and if they really want to make this, say, AI injection valuable but also precise. Because if someone will decide to make it like a fast and cheap, the results can be totally different,
Right, right.
slow and expensive in the very end.
That makes a lot of sense. And I guess my next question on that would be, are these managers that are coming to you guys, is that conversation starting with them reaching out, or are you guys telling them that, hey, this tool or this method with AI exists and you can use it, how does that conversation typically start?
Let's say both ways. Sometimes we're meeting on exhibitions or on the fairs or on the forums where we 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 can usually we have a booth with one panel from the car damaged and people curious about what's that, and they're saying, oh, handheld scanner not possible. I say, okay, no problem, take a look, try it. Let's say I see within, let's say, few minutes people are changing their mind because how easy, how fast it works, and for them it's became like something incredible. So I remember from one fair in Europe when the guy tried, saying, "No way, not possible." He just repeated it 3 times, and then during the fair he brings I don't know, about 10 of his colleagues to our booth just to show the solution, how it works, because they were couldn't imagine that it can work this way. So in the damage can capture industry, it's a lot of going on right now. And something I mentioned already, those statistical and the severity analysis solutions. At the same time, big car scanners on the market, and from one, let's say, perspective, it may look that we are like a competitors with them, but at the same time, we're not positioning ourselves as a competition for them, because both of our solutions are bringing digitalization and clear understanding of the problems and the damage in one way. So big scanners, I'm comparing them with the big trucks that can carry a lot of goods and a lot of weight. In our case, we are a small car that can be very mobile, very flexible, very quick. So both of us filling own niche and trying to bring this digitalization together to the market. And more, let's say, market players see the benefits and improvements in their processes, but also in the quality of assessments. Because even these days, a lot of assessments are made with just one eye closed and saying approximately. And this is still a big problem, because this approximately costs both parties, I mean, insurance companies, but also repairers, also adjusters, additional money in the future, because if initial assessment not done precisely, that goes reassessments, renegotiations, and the whole process, the settlement process, became really long. Some countries have cars fixed after hail in more than a year. Just imagine, it's car landed, it can't be used, and because of company have no enough resources to quickly estimate. So for them, our solution is a kind of silver bullet. It solves a lot of problems, but
Yeah,
also
it's an extra
bring
capacity.
yeah, extra capacity, but it's also flexible scalability, because with mobile solution you can easily scale up, but also scale down when it's, for example, a year where not much hailstorms being around. So in our case, it's, let's say, additional advantages that we're giving to our customers.
That's fascinating dynamic capability, kind of both in the field or in the office. Is that a custom development by company, or is it a platform that they subscribe onto, or how does that work?
In our case, so we have mobile application. It calls Hailmaster, and
Okay.
it's available in the App Store with some even premium package. And so company can buy it from the App Store, but if they want to have a more advanced integration in their processes, more tailored integration where specific data should be passed to this company system, or they want to have dedicated reports, so it's possible on the enterprise contract way. So we're trying to, let's say, give something to the small businesses to optimize their work and make them more efficient and flexible. But also we have something more for big enterprise companies with, let's say, same concept, same background of efficient estimations using AI, but also using company verified methodologies for repair cost, and also easy way to integrate to their existing processes with the minimum investments or changes of time on their side. Because a lot of things we're doing on our side because of the architecture of our solution. As we have mobile application, we have API proxy, a service that allows us very quickly integrate with majority type of the systems who just have existing APIs. So we really is a flexible and can bring this flexibility to company who interested in the efficient estimation for hail damage on the cars.
It's really interesting, and especially with your guys' ability to work with both the kind of smaller side of the business, but then also up to the enterprise. Kind of within that range, what are some like ideal attributes of like a potential client of your guys' platform and or solution?
Hmm. Good question. Not being afraid to learn something new. I think this is the biggest challenge right now because like every tool, you need to our application Hellmaster, like every tool, you need to find your way optimal to use it. It's not something that say only one way to do this. No, you need to think about uh, how you benefit from it most. I mean, in the ways of working, because many people from our past been saying it not work like pen and paper, and saying yes, this is an idea behind, because it's a new ways of working, and if you're open for them, you will benefit. If you are still let's say caged in the old habits and you're not open for new things, for sure, not only with our application, the client will have a problem. It was anything. So this is like I can compare it with, let's say, you see how kids are quickly adopting the new the mobile technologies, new devices, new features, new things, and how harder it's for older people or adults. So I would compare it the same way. As for now, our main auditory and the main people who right now in the business, it's mostly, let's say, those generations born in, let's say, 70s and 80s, uh 90s, just those newer generations, the millennials start entering. So I think with those generations in industry, development of the solutions and the solutions adoptions will be much faster. I see it as dependency, and most probably we will see the next rise and next spike in the growth of AI and adoptions, when more people of more millennials and younger generations will be engaged in industries like car repair and the processes, let's say business process automation. So right now it's still, let's say, previous generations are in charge, and that from one hand builds a very good background, but at the same time, in some aspects, it's slowed down.
I think then with that focus on kind of like earlier, more kind of early adopter mindsets within younger managers, do you guys see any differences among like regions across the world when it comes to AI adoption? Like, is there one region in specific that's like more AI hungry, or is it kind of universal?
I think these days, not much region specifics, except, let's say, aspects of AI that are already start being regulated. Because you may heard about the regulations introduced this year in Europe,
Right.
and because a lot of things should be accountable to this, or you need to have audit to prove that, say, you're not using the data, or in a way how you're using the data, and that's already started. And I think those regulations will reflect how AI grows or develops in the different regions. In a way, let's say, same as you may heard about, let's say, difference. Say the GDPR stuff in Europe is very strict things. We see, let's say, over complications and a lot of limitations in China about the way how they regulates internal even data exchange in the country. But let's say it will affect, but it will not stop and not slow down, because I see even, let's say, data exchange specifics in European region, when, for example, countries from DACH region, it's Germany, Austria, Switzerland, they have a kind of requirements that data from the clients will not leave the region. That means this significantly it has an influence on the way how data was
Well, it changes your
gathered, located.
yeah.
Many data centers been built during the 2000, I think from 2005 till 2015, before let's say significant growth of Amazon services, where company were used to build own data centers. And so a lot of companies have been investing on this field, and this create um, uh, uh, incredible experience and let's say technology grow in those specific regions. So there is pros and cons of the regulations. Sometimes those regulations are speeding up, even not limiting, but speeding up development of solution in a specific regions. Or um I would I'm pretty sure that that will also let's say AI will have same problems, but also same interesting spin-offs. Not spin-offs. I wouldn't say spin-offs, but let's say different approaches, different ways of solving solutions in a different regions. So that's I would take it as a good thing. Maybe not for standardization, but for development, for ways of thinking, and also regulating of usage using AI.
Well, I mean, I think your point around kind of regulation having somewhat of a developmental impact as it goes for the next 5 years, I think makes a ton of sense, especially when you consider GDPR. Localizing this a little bit, what would be your guys' biggest goal as AI develops specifically for your group over the next, call it, the 2 years?
Oh, we have a big roadmap. Yeah, for sure. In our particular case, we have a niche solution. We would like to scale it horizontally with a different type of damages on the cars, different type of challenges that our users have right now. So our planet it built like a Swiss Army knife for all car body damages, but also give more specific information, maybe advisory or recommendations based on what applications see right now. So not only damage assessment, but also repair recommendations, cooperation with manufacturers and repair methodology, repair technology providers. And there's a lot of things here. Same times we see opportunities in building networking and let's say collaboration around our solution around the world. So we would like to have a solution like a marketplace based on the Hellmaster as a pocket tool for adjuster or for a repair or for insurance company that will allow us to also get some requests or get assignments. So we're not limiting ourselves in a way of damage assessment, but also would like to have build on top of that service called the Hellmaster Connect, and it allows to for companies who looking for someone who already have a Hellmaster, so he already experienced and can do qualified assessment, find this person in the specific location with a specific experience and the knowledge base, and quickly make assessment and send the results back without, let's say spending tons of time and finding right person with the right experience, with the right expertise. So we see, okay, we're looking in scaling horizontally, but also vertical. And for sure, for us, it's important to integrate with the market leaders who are already doing process, let's say, claims management or business processes automation related to the car repair. So give their clients access to Hellmaster and the values and benefits that we are bringing already.
Well, Vitaly, I really appreciate that detailed insight within Hailmaster, but also your guys' horizontal approach within just car repair and estimation. I think I mean, having some understanding of the industry from a few different angles, your guys' ability to wrangle data in a precise manner is something I've not seen in the space. So I think that's very exciting.
Yeah, we're trying to, let's say, be competitive and bring new ideas, new technologies on the market. That's really important. But also this is something that very engaging for us, because replicating something that someone already did, it's not fun. We're trying
Right.
to have some fun in the way what we are doing. So trying new devices, new technologies, new approaches that previously was hardly to imagine, but these days it's already something that just take it, and you're not limited much in what you would like to use or what kind of technologies. It growing so fast, and for us it's interesting journey, and we also open for collaboration, for partnerships, the different companies. Right now we have a partnership with company who works in repair field, with they developing tools, technologies for repair, but also is company who develop and producing inflatable tunnels. It's interesting collaboration, because right now we can help each other with market expansion. We can help our clients, and I see that's how good it reflects on our clients and the clients of our partners.
Well, it sounds like Soft Edge is that ready-made AI guide for anyone that's willing to at least evaluate a new process within auto. I mean, I think that's pretty compelling.
But that's, let's say, it looks very bright, but it was very hard. So it was a lot of, let's say, highs and lows. And for sure, you can believe that we were in the situation, we say, if this not gonna happen, we need to finish and quit and stop doing that. So yeah, that's not easy way. Lot of problems, lot of it's still building a understanding, educate the clients, educate the market. It's, I think, the toughest part and toughest challenge for us.
Well, it's a well-earned spotlight, so I think it's great to showcase what you guys are doing. It's really fascinating to hear about just all the ways you can not only deliver better precision within a pretty defined industry, but also use AI in a really compelling way. So hats off to you guys.
Thank you, Steven.
Absolutely. Well, I know we're running out on time right now, but I really appreciate your time today, Vitaly, and telling us more about Soft Edge and your guys' approach.
It was pleasure for me. I'm always happy to talk not only about what we are doing, but about industry, where it goes. My vision, at least on that, and my observations. I'm happy to share it. We also joined a couple of acceleration programs previously, and what excited me most there was that a lot of young people already thinking in a way how to build new services. Usually the 99% of cases they're using or reusing AI capabilities. Same times in the cohorts where we've been proud members, being also people older than me, with also interesting ideas and concepts with AI utilization. So it's really interesting entrepreneurship development right now. It's a huge kick for all industries
Certainly so.
and for all generations.
It's profound in terms of the impact. Absolutely. Well, Vitaly, thank you for all your time today and just your further insights. It's great to stay in touch, and we wish Soft Edge the best as you guys continue to scale.
Thank you, Steven. Much appreciated. It was a pleasure for